So I want to go over some quotes from Aaron Rodgers that he said in a press conference yesterday after practice, and he was asked about the Packers not making a move for a receiver at the trade deadline, and I want to read what his response was. But if you guys are new to the channel, I put up Packers content daily, news, updates, all that kind of stuff, so you want to see more, feel free to subscribe to the channel down below. So first off here, we have this quote from Rodgers. I got this from a Packers News article by Ryan Wood, and he says this: Brian didn't think whatever was out there was worth whatever was required of what was given up, Rodgers said, speaking for the GM, who did not make himself available for questions from the media after his inability to make a trade at the deadline. That just sends a message to us that we've got to play with the guys we've got and win with the guys we've got. I think there's still a lot of confidence with the guys in the locker room. So, of course, Brian Gutekunst didn't make a trade for a receiver. It almost seemed to have happened because we heard that he made an offer for Chase Claypool. The Bears, however, also made a similar offer, and the Steelers chose the pick that they thought would be more valuable in the long run. So Brian Gutekunst seemed to try to make a move for a receiver. Unfortunately, it didn't end up working out, and personally, I would have enjoyed that. I thought that the Packers should have made a move just with all the uncertainties here with injuries. Our receiver especially has led to just inconsistency at the receiver position. But we have seen some sparks from guys like Romeo Doubs. Samori Toure had a nice, first touchdown catch this past game. So I'm still hopeful, even though things aren't looking perfect right now. Things could turn around at any moment. Hopefully they turn around soon. Here we have a quote from Rodgers about sort of the injuries the team has suffered and his thoughts on this. So he says this: "We just haven't had our full group of guys," Rodgers said. "I think that's hurt some of the chemistry and some of the timing and some of the things we want to do. We've gone into certain games with certain plans that we like, and we lose Cobby or lose Watson on the first series. It changes the dynamic of the whole game." So as I said, the fact that Randall Cobb has been out lots of these games, the fact that Al Lazard has missed time, the fact that Christian Watson has dealt with a hamstring injury and then now, of course, suffered a concussion this past game. One of the first plays was a nice 10 to 15-yard gain. Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers both spoke after the game about how they had a lot planned for Christian Watson in that game. And as he said, when you have all these guys going down constantly, it's hard to build that chemistry, especially with some of these young guys here. So that's why it would have made sense to make a trade. Unfortunately, as Rodgers said, Brian Gutekunst didn't think that whatever was out there was worth giving up what the Packers had. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, as he said, he believes that they have what it takes to start to win games, and it just takes, things turning around, which it can happen. We'll see if it does. But I'm hopeful. I will always believe in the Packers. Then we have here from another quote from Rodgers to finish it off, and this is from a Rob Demovsky article at ESPN. Rodgers says, "We've got to hopefully get Watson and Lazard back this week. Cobby in a couple more weeks," Rodgers said. "We're hopeful that both Elton and Dave will be able to go, and there's no surprise on game day. I think that squad, when you put that together, I think we can win some football games with those guys. That's what we're all hoping for. It's just to get a little bit healthier, and then everybody plays a little bit better." So no doubt, like if David Bakhtiari was fully healthy, if Elton Jenkins was fully healthy, this offensive line would have a lot more chemistry, and to be able to have those guys out there at their full capacity would be great. So hopefully this all comes together soon. And right now, with where the Packers are at 3-5, I discussed in the video yesterday that for them to likely make the playoffs, they'll either need to finish 7-2 or 6-3. Because last year there were 5 teams who didn't make the playoffs at 9-8, which means the Packers only winning 6 more games, being 6-3 it could be tough for them to make the playoffs, but 7-2 probably allows them to make the playoffs, which means the Packers have to play pretty well the rest of the season. So we saw them turn around a few years ago, whatever it was, that 2015, 2016, when Rodgers said, "Let's run the table." Let's hope they can do it from now on and just shock the rest of the league and go on some crazy tear. We have Aaron Rodgers, and I still think he can play at a very high level, and so I think it comes down to him playing at a high level, the defense being consistent, and we'll see if it actually happens. But that is all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.